more experienced on the singles, but this is should be our first finish. So again, we're looking for the single leg. We're head and hip. I went for my jab. He's moved his angle and wham! I'm able to secure this position and begin my cutting of the corner. So let's move around this way, buddy. So I've got my hand over hand. My head is up. I've displaced his hip, and I'm able to drive my elbow right behind his calf. What I would love to do now is move his calf out a little so I can put my right knee behind his foot. It's a good idea to continue to drag his foot out a little bit with the aid of your knee. Now, if he has just a decent defense, this isn't very difficult, okay? If he allowed me to cut the corner, his defense isn't so strong, we're able to make sure our right knee pulls his foot out. The benefit of cutting the corner and dragging his leg aside is you can see that Nick is in no way, shape, or form to face me with a defense anymore. So we're able to now get this leg shelved on our leg. His sprawl's out the window, his Kimura's out the window. He's starting to get in some trouble. So when we are ready to shelf the leg, I'm going to use the hand that's on the bottom to cup the knee, okay? So it's going to retract and cup the knee. My left hand is going to go to where the foot meets the ankle, and I'm going to pick that leg up. Now, you can expect, most likely, just as Nick is doing, for him to keep some sort of overhook, okay? It's not uncommon that someone keeps an overhook for quite lengthy time in this position, okay? So I can expect to meet some resistance here, and I must be driving still forward and into Nick. We pick this leg up, and I shelf it on my leg. Now, when we shelf it, I want to create some tension, so I have my ribs bent down. The transition of how we hand the leg off, this is important. My right hand is on the knee, my left hand is going to go cup the leg and the knee, and then my right hand is going to go for the far ankle. If he's still on his knee, and in this case, he doesn't have much of an option, I got ahead of him, I'm behind him, it's hard for him to lift that leg up now. We can pull this ankle in, and then we can sit him down. Okay? And he goes down, and I drive up with my head in the middle. Okay? I'm always a fan of keeping our head up the middle when we're driving through guards and different things like this. I don't like to take my head to the back because we only have an option to take the back. If my head stays up the middle, we have an option to pin or take the back. Okay? So I like to bring the head up the middle. With the left hand, it's over and in the middle. So if you want to weave the leg, that's fine. Sometimes it's going to be there, and sometimes it's not. If it's not there, you can just be ready to hug the hip and then drive forward. When we drive forward, I'm going to make sure that my right arm comes up to the far trap as I move up the body, and we take an approach of taking his back with my head up the middle. This is very important in this scenario because some things can happen that just control Nick, and by bringing our head up the middle. So we're gonna go over a little bit more about this this time. So again, I'm gonna get the single. I'm gonna shelf the leg and put him down. One. Yep. Got the single. I drive. I shelf the leg. I bring the leg out. We shelf it, and I make my transition, and I pull this leg in. And down Nick goes. Okay, move this a little bit. So now we're gonna stay in this scenario. We're gonna see that the right arm comes up and holds the far trap. Okay? My left arm is gonna be above the hip or weaving the leg. Above the hip is just fine. We win the leg back. Now, sometimes this leg has been shelved. It's out. Sometimes this underneath leg can get a little finicky. He can try to put a butterfly hook in. He can try to get it to the back of this leg, which would be even better for him. So we may need to use our right foot as a staple to then leg work over his bottom leg. So you gotta keep that in mind. But anyway, regardless, when we drive up the middle in this scenario, with this hand on the back, what we get is we get a prime pinning position, okay? And if there are obviously two ways Nick can turn. He can give me his back, or he can turn to face me. Okay. If he gives me his back, that's an easy choice. We know that we can take his back, slide our knee underneath, put him in, throw hooks in, and be ready to choke. My right arm's ready to go. Okay. When you have that approach of grabbing this trap, this right arm, and especially with the gi, when someone gives you the back, look at how easy the hand goes in the collar. Should go in the collar on transition. Okay. By taking the head up the middle, if he gives you the back, he has an obstacle to get around. It's my head. If my head is behind him already, he has no obstacle. So this elbow can stay down and in good position to defend the hand that's coming in the collar or just the control arm. If your head is up the middle, he literally has to swim around your head, which opens up everything. Opens up the collar, opens up your underhook, opens up everything that you need to become, to get very offensive in nature in this scenario. If he chooses to face you, okay, we come up the middle, our hand is on the far trap. If he chooses to face you, you have a near side underhook. And this near side underhook it's so strong from this position, can be so strong. Remember, when I have a near side underhook in this scenario, Nick's strongest defensive arm versus my perpendicular chest to chest pin is that one. If that arm can't get to my bottom hip, it's going to take him a long time to get out. And then we have our offensive opportunities of mounting, we have our offensive opportunities of triangles, we have offensive opportunities of dominating the wrist or just simply moving into double underhook scenarios and then mounting. So by bringing our head up the middle after we shelf the leg and drive forward and then get the far trap, it's leaving him in a horrible position in which we can not only put him down with a single and not only pin him, but have an immediate route to some offensive opportunities. So this is how I like to finish once we've shelved the leg. So again, we'll go on a single. We'll shelf this leg. So when I get to the single, I build my base, we drive, we use the knee to open up the leg, and then we pull the leg back and we shelf it. Again, now, why is shelving the leg also so good, just not only to finish a single, but if Nick chooses to try to roll to his guard in this situation, as he does look at what position he lands in. He lands right in the exact same situation as when I just shelved the leg and ran him over behind him. So shelving the leg will also defend any forward rolling to the guard, and it will let us land